course, right now, accusations about how China really got its hand on these advanced chips. What do we know at this point?
That's right. That's right. Thank you for asking. I just had the opportunity to edit that story, this scoop out of our team around the world. This is showing that U.S. Officials are very skeptical about how Deepseek got its technology. This is a technology that Deepseek says is cheaper. It was less expensive to develop, and now rivals like Microsoft and OpenAI, as well as U.S. officials, including the FBI and the White House, the Treasury Department, are looking into where did they get this technology? Did they build it on the back of U.S. technology, more advanced technology? And did they obtain chips from NVIDIA through Singapore, through third parties in Singapore? Did they obtain chips that are not supposed to end up in Chinese hands?
Now, for those of you guys who've been following the channel for a while, we did discuss this. We discussed, hey, listen, if they did obtain these chips illegally, smuggling chips or licensing other companies that may have already obtained these chips and then using those chips for other purposes that they did not want to disclose, or whatever the reason may have been, if they got the chips through some other party that they should not have had their hands on, and then they created a company that inflated how technologically advanced they could get this new Deepseek model without using the technology that they actually did have, it would cause a little bit of a ruckus in the market, if you will. And it did just that. The market came completely tumbling down, at least a few percent. Now, I don't think I was the only one. I think there are a few people out there who just thought to themselves, we've seen some things like this before in the past. Some sort of confirmation should be required before the biggest company in the world loses $500 million in market cap overnight, or over the weekend, but overnight, right? Anyways, let's keep this going here.
Those are the questions that right now U.S. investigators are looking into.
We're seeing some big moves when it comes to this space at the moment. Obviously, South Korea just coming back online after those holidays, Tom. We're seeing SK Hynix shares sliding over 10% as the Korean market gets its first chance to react to all of this, in addition to, of course, what we're seeing at the moment, which is the launch of this investigation into whether Deepseek circumvented those US restrictions. So at the moment, the debate, Tom, seems to be, was this really a case where scarcity boosts innovation and brilliance, or whether this, was a case of something else going on? But is there a real question as to whether ongoing US curbs on this technology have run into limitations?
Right, exactly. I mean, the U.S., as we've been reporting, has for several years now been placing restriction after restriction on U.S. technology chips. They went after one level of NVIDIA chips, and then they went after another level, and they continue to ratchet up the restrictions because they want to make sure that companies in China are not obtaining this technology to advance their chip-making capabilities. They talk about it from a national security perspective. You could argue that there's also a competitiveness question here, and wanting to ensure that U.S. retains its edge in certain key areas like chip-making, as well as some areas of artificial intelligence. When DeepSeek hit earlier this week, as you'll recall, it sent shockwaves around the world, and it raised questions about just how far the U.S. is in generative artificial intelligence, the development of these chat bots that are making our work so much more efficient, that are making it easier to do coding. If a Chinese-based company can come out and say, we can do it at a fraction of the cost, we can sell it more cheaply, our tools are more efficient, and those are all the claims that are being made about DeepSeek, that has definitely raised questions about, one, the amount that we're investing in global infrastructure, in chips, all these billions of dollars that SoftBank and Meta and company after.
And that was another thing. There are billions of dollars pouring into investing for more forward thinking and growth and innovation, but then those billions of dollars really come into question when the biggest competitor was apparently made for $6 million. Now I'm talking about M's versus B's. Significant difference here, literally 10x plus, right? So let's keep that in perspective.
OpenAI, Microsoft, company after company are spending. Should they be spending that much money? So that's one set of questions. The other set of questions, as you alluded to, are these curbs that the U.S. is putting in place, are these limitations on NVIDIA chips, for example, are there ways that the Chinese are circumventing those, and can they use third parties in Singapore, for example, where we have seen a lot of, and we've been writing about a lot of Chinese companies, startups have been moving into Singapore. What the U.S. wants to know is, are they getting their hands on this this stuff illegally?
All right, guys. So we'll leave things there, but that's a great breakdown with where things are going right now, and the investigation currently going on with the U.S. government into exactly what's happening with Deepseek. Now, the thing that does concern me the most in regards to everything we saw with Deepseek, before we get into Palantir and the trade wars and all that jazz, is how fickle the market was with a news outbreak. Right? Just keep that part in mind. I do think that part is worthwhile highlighting, even if we were able to see through it and at least have the frame of mind to understand that not every single thing that comes out on the news is going to be accurate. Big surprise. But when the news was coming out, and we had a discussion here on the channel saying, hey, listen, that could be, for those of you guys from the Discord, I typed it out for you guys. This could be completely BS. I actually made a thread. I'm really breaking down exactly all the different examples that they've had in the past. And I will say China's had in the past with the 3-second battery, like all these different examples of these technological advancements that were just a little bit over exaggerated to attract people, to bring some engagement to market, but they weren't actually accurate. This would just go under the list of those things to come, and we'll see where that goes from here.